Okay, this video will show you how to put Bible verses into a script or display Bible verses on the fly. So in this example, we will need to be on the Bibles tab. Again, we are on the View option under Workspace. We are in Standard so that we can see these different tabs, and we want to be on Bibles. If you know what version of the Bible that your pastor or preacher is reading from, you can select it from the drop-down menu. And there are several here, so hopefully they're reading one of these translations. So we will go with, we'll just stick with the New American Standard Bible for right now. And now we have all the books of the Bible listed here. Now if you have a bigger computer screen, you'll see all of these books of the Bible listed without having to scroll. But if you know ahead of time where they'll be reading from, you can go ahead and insert that into your script here in the middle. So let's say first if they were reading from Colossians chapter 1, and it says down here what it wants you to pick. So chapter 1, now it says pick a start verse, and we'll say verse 1, and then pick an end verse or done. If they only want the single verse, you would then just click on done. Or if they wanted a range of verses, you would click through however far they were going. So we'll say verse 10. So now MediaShout loads up Colossians 1, verse 1 through 10. And from here, we can do similar to what we did with the text cue. Is there's not, I don't believe there's really a button here to add it to the script. So really what you have to do is click on the name of, either the verse or range of verses that you have, and drag that to your script so that it adds in those verses. The other way to do it is if it's on the fly, we'll click back here and say they just randomly jumped to, they were going to James, and then chapter 2, verse 4, and that's what they were reading from. There's verse 4. You can click play, and automatically you can pop it up on the screen so that people know, what the verse is. The thing though with this is by default it's set right now to a standard template that has this looks like book background to it if you look in these viewer windows. So we can change that if we right click, just like we've done on our other cues. Is if we right click, I'm going to do Q3 here, and edit cue, you'll see this is for the verses in Colossians that I selected. It has this Bible background. Sometimes it's nice, sometimes they want it on a plain background. It could be a moving background if you have one. But for the background in this, again, I like to have one that's just black just so I can start from there. So I'll actually change the background to be just a color. And you'll see here that it's changed to a gray color. So I have to have this word Q selected, come over to this window. Again, we're in the advanced view so that I have this window pane to the right. Click on content and change the color, and we'll click the drop down here to black. Now just looking at these slides, it looks like most of them look okay for it to be black. Now I want to save this style as a template, so then from now on, if I do other slides or other Bible verses, they can have the same look. So up here at the top, again, we have to go to this Q button to be able to do a template. So now here in the middle, you see the T, this is for template, and these are all the different ones that they have. I want to create one. I'll click on the T, and now I could save this as the standard template. But in this instance, I'll save it to a new template and I'll just call this standard black. Now this will only apply to Bible verses. It won't work for songs or text. You have to do those individually by creating new templates when you do those. So we'll save this, and then MediaShout will take a minute to gather all the information from foreground and the background and other places. And then we'll click apply. That's just what I typically do, is click apply and then OK. And now, if we click play on a verse here, you'll see in viewer 1 that it now is black, has a black background. And that is basically how you do adding Bible verses to a script, or again, when we back up here, if you want to do a verse that's chosen on the fly, you just find it like you would if you're going to insert it into your script, and then just click this play button, and then it'll fire it. Now you will notice too that it fires it based on the standard template, which has that book frame. So if we change this to the standard black that I just created, we'll click apply, and now if we relaunch it, this same verse, you'll see that it's black. So you just have to be careful and just know all the quirks about, if it does it a certain way, it's probably because you didn't click a certain option. But in this case, it was easy to figure that out. So again, this is how you do Bible verses, adding them to your script and then firing them on the fly.